Flashback.
Trump is using the rhetoric of Hitler and Mussolini to make a point about people coming across the border illegally.
South America, Africa, Asia. No mention of Europe in Mr. Trump's list. And he uses the term poisoning the blood of our country. Poisoning the blood of our country. If you were to open up a copy of Hitler's Mein Kampf, you would find the Nazi leader describing the mixing of non-Germans with Germans as poisoning. The Jew, Hitler wrote, quote, poisons the blood of others.
As NBC News points out, the term blood poisoning was used by Hitler in his manifesto Mein Kampf.
He is a fascist, guys, that really we're dealing with a fight in our country between democracy and fascism. And Trump's telling you that. He doesn't really mind the Hitler comparison because at heart, he admires Hitler.
I think they're going to call him the Antichrist next. All right, guys, so I take no pleasure in making this video, but I got to take a victory lap on this video because I told you guys that as the mainstream liberal media continues to ratchet up their rhetoric against Trump, that eventually it was going to go from Hitler to the Antichrist, okay? They're at the Hitler Nazi stage now where they're just openly saying that Trump is Hitler, he's a Nazi. They're going to ratchet it up to Trump is the Antichrist.
Flashback.
What they're going to throw at Trump is going to get out of control. Like, for example, I told you guys multiple times, they're going to end up declaring that Trump is the Antichrist, right? This is what they're going to do. They're already calling him Hitler, right? They're comparing him to a Nazi. The Antichrist is next. And lo and behold, right, we have this tweet right here from this guy, the Sig man. He says, this post by Trump crosses into blasphemous, approaching Antichrist-like. I planned to vote for him if he was the nominee, but now I realize the moral danger he presents to the church. I cannot vote for this man in good conscience. Yeah, so here we go. Okay, the Antichrist label is approaching, right? They're going to end up declaring that Trump is the Antichrist. I'm telling you, okay, it's going to pick up. It's going to be a thing, right? This is the next thing they're going to do to try to get the Christians not to vote for Trump. And one of the reasons why is because they're going to try to pull on the heartstrings of religious folks and say, well, you know, Trump is the Antichrist. And a vote against him is like voting against Christ, right? It's a vote against God, right? It's a vote against your religious beliefs, right? This is kind of what they're going to try to do, right? Because, you know, they all, you know, try to play up how, oh, well, you know, Christian nationalism is a threat to this country. And, you know, Trump has a lot of Christian nationalist support. So again, it naturally would make sense for them to ratchet up the rhetoric to the next level and to try to play off of that by declaring that Trump is the Antichrist, okay? And again, this is something that, in my opinion, was extremely predictable, okay? And again, lo and behold, that is what's happening. As Charlamagne Tha God went to CNN to discuss his recent comments about Joe Biden and why he's not feeling Joe Biden so much, why he might not vote for Joe Biden. But at the same time, he's showing his Trump derangement, in which during his Trump deranged rant, he basically declares that, you know, Trump is the Antichrist. And I want to talk about that. But before we get into it, we have to have a word from the sponsor of this video, BioTrust. Were you like thousands of Americans this holiday season and ate just a little bit too much? If your New Year's resolution is around weight control, you can rest easy knowing that the rest of America is with you on this journey. Nearly half of Americans say that their New Year's resolution is weight control, fitness, or physical health, making it by far the most popular resolution for New Year's. There is a magical pill only for weight management control that I recommend and use. It helps control appetite, manage weight, reduce fat, control cravings, and increase energy. It essentially uses a unique nutrient that is linked to reducing body fat, body weight, and reduce waist circumference while increasing lean muscle mass. Plus, there are no artificial flavors, colors, or preservatives to hold you back on your health journey. This solution, along with proper exercise and diet, has helped me in my fitness journey this holiday season by not gaining any weight despite the holiday food, but actually losing weight throughout the holidays. Try it today for a whopping 51% off this New Year's. Plus, receive free VIP live health and fitness coaching for life, 2 free new ebooks titled Top 10 Foods That Burn Belly Fat and Top 8 Exercises to Reduce Belly Fat, a 60-day satisfaction guarantee, and free shipping. Order this today before the offer ends by going to trimwithpatriot.com. That's trimwithpatriot.com.
I just ask you, Charlamagne, I mean, you made some waves in a recent interview saying that you regret endorsing Joe Biden. Why?
It's not that I regret endorsing Joe Biden. It's just that, I think that we all can get burned, by politicians. Because when I say endorsing, I put my name and my reputation on the line with my listeners. And when my listeners feel like he didn't deliver, they come back to me and they say, hey, man, you're the one who told us to vote for, Joe Biden. You're the one who told us to vote for Kamala Harris. So, I care about my listeners and what my listeners think. But I do want to say that, I think President Biden historically has been a lack of a better word, a shitty elected official. But, Donald Trump is the end of democracy as we know it.
So you'd vote for Biden again? I'm
not saying either or, but I think, since y'all ask answers, because that's what y'all do on CNN, you like to ask answers, like you ask. What I say is you asked is if Donald Trump was black, would he get locked up? You know the answer to that.
But I
right?
I don't know the. So you are going to vote for Joe Biden?
I think it's simple and plain. If you Donald Trump is the end of democracy as we know it. I don't know what to tell people. And I know it sounds, when you say that now in 2024, you've heard it so much because every time, there's a Republican candidate, people say, oh, it's the end of democracy. He's the, people go so far as to say, oh, he's the Antichrist. But this is one of those times where, it really actually positively is true.
Wow. Again, the Trump derangement is off the charts. Okay. So like I told you guys, eventually it was going to escalate to Trump is the Antichrist. And then lo and behold, you have Charlamagne Tha God go on CNN and basically say that, yes, Trump is the Antichrist. It is true. Usually when Republicans run, they say, oh, it's the end of democracy. They compare Republicans to the Antichrist or whatever. But in this case with Trump, it's actually true. So again, he's saying that Trump is the Antichrist. Now, again, this comes as Charlamagne Tha God is being asked about his support for Biden or lack of support now for Biden and Kamala and feeling burned, okay? Feeling like he misled his followers by endorsing Joe Biden and Kamala Harris, mainly because of identity politics, because Kamala Harris is a so-called black woman, right? This is why he endorsed the Biden administration. And the Biden administration has basically laid an egg, okay, in multiple areas. Charlamagne Tha God, he's a progressive. So he thinks that the Biden administration is not being woken up. That's why, as much as I do enjoy seeing Charlamagne Tha God realize that the Democrat Party sucks, okay, and that, hey, voting for, Biden was a bad decision. The only reason he's criticizing the Biden administration is because he feels like they haven't been woken up. They haven't been progressive enough. So it's not that Charlamagne Tha God has realized that, oh, wait, leftist policies don't work and leftist policies are bad, and that's the reason why the country is in bad shape. No. He wants more far-left policies. And it's not like he has really left the Democrat plantation because he's still out here spouting Democrat Party talking points, talking about how Trump is actually a threat to democracy. He's the end of democracy. Again, that's a straight Democrat Party talking point. Again, this is the same party that has contested every election they've lost since George Bush. They've done it in Congress. They essentially claimed that the 2016 election was stolen from Hillary Clinton because Trump and Vladimir Putin are butt buddies and Russian collusion, okay? Joe Biden and the Democrats currently are colluding to try to stop the Democrats from having a primary. Again, literally in states like Florida, North Carolina, some other states, they're essentially not allowing any Democrats on the ballot. Democrats are currently overthrowing democracy in their own primary, okay? And they have repeatedly made claims that the election is stolen when they lose. There's also been violence and destruction behind these claims. There's been taxpayer dollars wasted behind these claims. Again, they've done it in Congress. This is things they've done throughout the years, but yet Charlamagne Tha God is up here talking about how, well, I don't know about vote for Trump, or, I'm not sure if I can support Trump or not vote for Biden because Trump is a threat to democracy. He's the Antichrist. Again, this guy's brainwashed. Even when he is, making an attempt to actually see the truth, in reality, he's still lost, right? This is the most lost individual in the media, right? Charlamagne Tha God, I've never seen somebody more lost than this guy. He's confused, right? He is the definition of a confused Negro. Okay, he really is, because he's trying his best to think, right? However, it seems that he doesn't really have the ability to, probably because he's not used to thinking, right? He's not used to it. Again, he voted for the Biden administration. He voted for Biden because of Kamala, right? He's like, look, I'm going to vote for Joe Biden because Kamala's a black woman, right? That's why he voted for them, okay? That's why he voted for them. So again, that doesn't really require much critical thinking. So he's trying to critically think. However, because he's so brainwashed from being on a Democrat plantation so long, even when he tries to think, he still can't come to the right conclusions, right? He can't come to the right conclusion. He's still stuck. He can't go anywhere. He's still on this, oh, well, Trump's a threat to democracy, so therefore, yada, yada, yada. It's like, dude, look in the mirror, dog. Look in the mirror. The Democrats don't care about democracy. The Democrats don't believe in democracy. And they're in your face with it, right? I mean, Joe Biden literally told Charlamagne Tha God to his face in an interview that if you don't vote for me, you ain't black, right? Basically saying that, look, as a black person, you have to vote for me, the white liberal, or else you ain't really a black man. Again, because on a Democrat plantation, just like they used to do back in the day on the actual Democrat plantations, right? When slavery was a thing, they tried their best to make sure that the Negroes don't think, right? That the Negroes just do what their white masters tell them to do. Joe Biden literally is doing that today with Charlamagne Tha God, told him to his face, what's up, what's going on, right? And this guy still can't figure out who or who not to vote for, right? He still thinks that Trump is the biggest threat. Pay attention to the news, buddy. Look at what the Democrats are doing in their own primary. Look at what they're doing. As a so-called progressive, Charlamagne, you don't even get a choice to replace Joe Biden. You don't get a choice. Democrats are not giving you the choice. Even though the vast majority of the polls indicate that, yeah, Democrats want another choice, right? They want somebody else, okay? They want a real primary. And Democrats are like, no, you don't get a real primary, okay? Because a primary is a threat to our democracy, aka our dictatorship. It's insane. It's absolutely insane. I mean, Joe Biden is straight up censoring speech on social media. There are court cases right now that have to do with that. Admit it. Joe Biden colluding with big tech to censor speech. Don't you think that free speech is fundamental to democracy? Right? Apparently not. Right? Apparently not. So again, it really blows my mind with people like Charlamagne Tha God. He's so frustrating. Okay? Because you can see he's trying his best to wake up. Okay, but he just can't, right? It seems that brainwashing, that programming from the Democrat Party when it comes to Charlamagne Tha God, it seems to be permanent, right? He can't get over it, right? So this is exactly what I'm talking about here. Okay, he's now saying that Trump is the Antichrist. Again, that is the ultimate form of Trump derangement, right? To say that the man is the Antichrist, it's ridiculous. It really is. So with that being said, again, this is a I told you so moment. Now that Charlamagne Tha God has said that on CNN, expect for that to be a talking point that will be repeated on mainstream liberal media. That will be ratcheted up because, again, these people are so predictable, right? They're extremely predictable. Let me know what you guys think. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Most importantly, share a Black conservative perspective. Peace.